when we actually look at the inflation data, what it's actually doing. So if I bring up a graph here on PCE for you, for example, AB. So I know you've got some stats here on core PCE versus normal PCE. Firstly, for the benefit of our listeners, what is PCE and what are we actually looking at on this graph?
This is the Fed's preferred measure, I guess, for inflation. CPI, Consumer Price Index, is the one that most people are aware of, and we have rammed down our throats. If you get a lease agreement or anywhere else, it typically is based off CPI. Personal consumption expenditure is what the Fed likes to use because it's a very good insight into what people actually are spending, as opposed to CPI, which is a somewhat limited basket of goods, which can be a little bit misleading because it doesn't include things that you would argue it should. And they can be excluded, or they can be seasonally adjusted, or they can be adjusted because the product's been enhanced and all sorts of things like that. The consumer has been pretty strong in their activity. If we just take the early preliminary sales from Friday's Black Friday, I saw some early indications that like-for-like sales are up about 9% on the previous year. So the consumer
is record too.
The consumer is out there spending, which then ogres a question, well, if the consumer's spending, why is the Fed looking to cut rates? And the answer is that, well, we'll get onto some other bits within inflation first, but we'll talk more about what the Fed is really looking to manage rates to do.